So, I mean, I can't think of a muscle that we didn't use in our entire body. All right, Mark McKill here with Live Anabolic. Today, it's going to be a completely different, unique video. Haven't done one of these in a long time. I'm going to show you how to test your functional strength, and we're only going to do it using a single exercise. All right, so one of the reasons I have this picture up on the TV here is to kind of give you a preview of what we're going to be doing. Now, this is from a workout program I created called Warrior Strong. I did it with this captain in the U.S. Marines, Austin Sullivan, and we used all kinds of equipment outside, like a sandbag. Now that's a 60-pound sandbag that I'm pressing over my head. All right, now we're not going to be using a sandbag today. Not going to be pushing 60 pounds over your head, but this is a functional core movement, guys. We're using something that's awkward and heavy and bulky, and therefore it's much more difficult than just picking up a 60-pound barbell and pushing it over your head. All right, so tons of different ways we can train, and some of the best ways for building muscle and losing fat are doing conventional exercises in my Fit After 50 program and a lot of Gary Walker's programs. But at the end of the workout, I want you guys to throw this exercise in every now and then just to test your balance, your coordination, and your functional fitness. Now guys, what is this crazy exercise I'm about to throw at you today? What do I have up my sleeves? Well, no sleeves, can't hide it. This is something called a Turkish Getup. All right, a few of you guys might have heard about this, all right? And if you know what I'm talking about, you're probably laughing right now while you're watching. For the rest of you guys, I'm gonna demonstrate how to do this movement just with my own body weight, okay? We're gonna go through it several times because it includes multiple different pieces to this puzzle, okay? I want you to practice this with your body weight only, all right? Left side, right side, we're gonna do it two different ways. And then once you get the feeling for how everything goes, then we're going to add some weight. And you're going to watch me do it too with a lot of weight. All right, guys. So you're going to find that this is a really awkward movement, all right? And guess what? It's going to make you have to step out of your comfort zone, all right? So you're not just standing there doing curls or body weight squats or something that you're really familiar with. This is really going to make you feel weird and awkward, but that's the point. You got to get out of your comfort zone. All right, guys, down the ground here for this movement. We don't need any weights to begin with. Okay, this is going to be a difficult movement for most guys just because of the balance and the coordination and then the mind-muscle connection. It's going to feel pretty weird, especially at first. Once you do it a few times, though, I promise you're going to get the hang of it. It might look a little complicated as I'm showing it to you, but I promise you're going to need to hit pause on this video, get down and do it, hit play, watch a little part of the movement, hit pause again, do part of it. So once you kind of master the few moves that it takes to get this thing going, I promise it'll be a lot easier than it looks right at first. All right, so basically what we're going to do is just start laying down flat here, okay? I'm going to pretend like I have a weight in my right hand, in my right fist, okay? And I'm going to try to balance that weight throughout the entire movement, okay? So I can't just move my arm around. I got to pretend like there's a heavy weight up here in my hand. And I got to stand up all the way, all right, while holding this weight directly over my head. So this is how we're going to start. So right hand up, right knee comes up, all right? Then I'm going to roll over onto my shoulder, okay? Then I'm going to come up onto my elbow. All right, so I'm on my left elbow and my right arm, my fist is pointing straight up at the ceiling. Then I'm going to come up to my left hand. All right, see how I have a nice straight line from my right arm to my left arm. All right, now I'm going to swing up into the air like this, and I'm going to bring my left leg back behind me, and I'm on my knee now, all right? Now I'm going to push up, and I'm straight on my left knee, and I'm going to my left foot is off to the side. It's got to swing around behind me now, okay? So I'm still looking up. I'm not looking down because remember, I'm pretending like I'm balancing a heavy weight, all right, in my fist. Then I'm going to just stand straight up, legs together. But we're not done yet, right? We got to get back down, all right? So have a heavy weight up here. I can't just bring my arm down, all right? Heavy weight over my head. I'm going to go back down into this lunge position, all right? I'm going to slowly transition to my hand. Foot's going to come back out, go down to my hip, down to my left elbow, roll back down onto my back, and then bring it down. So here we are. We're just going to do it a little quicker this time. So weight, transition. I'm looking up the whole time. Up. I'm holding the weight above my head. Back down. Boom. All right, I'm going to do it on the other side. I'm just pretending like I'm holding a weight. All right. I'm going to roll over. Up. Knee. Stand up, down to my knee, roll over till I catch myself with my hand. All right. Weight comes down. All right, so guys, practice doing that, okay, on both sides. So knock out 2 or 3 reps on your right side, then get over and do 2 or 3 reps on your left side. You'll start to get the feeling that balance and the coordination that's required. Now the key though, guys, is you have to pretend like you're holding a weight up here, because let me show you what will happen if you're not doing it right. So if you think, if you're just doing this, okay, and you're moving your hand, all right, that's easy, all right? There's nothing to it. So the goal in trying to master this movement is pretending like you got a dumbbell in your hand, okay? You're staring at your hand, and you're also got to be looking up, okay? Because we're trying to balance that weight over us. I'm staring up the whole time, all right? Boom. So that's the movement. Now, I'm going to show you how to do it with a really heavy weight, all right? It could be a lot more difficult. And the other thing is I'm going to have to go slower, okay, because this heavy weight is going to want to move around, and if it moves more than just a few degrees off my center of gravity, I'm not strong enough to hold it, okay? So that's where the balance and the coordination really kicks in when you start doing a heavy weight. But guys, all right, don't just go straight to a 45-pound dumbbell like I'm about to do. Start off with something light, 5 or 10 pounds max, okay? Get the feeling with that. And then as you feel comfortable, you can start to increase the weight, all right? So here we go. I'm going to show you how to do this with a dumbbell, all right? Now this is a 40-pound dumbbell. I could probably do it a little heavier, all right? So you're going to start on your side here, okay? It's one way to do it here. So I'm going to use both hands. I'm going to rotate it over, okay? Now the weight is being balanced totally by my elbow here, okay? Right knee comes up, dumbbell goes up. All right, now I'm holding it with my shoulder. I'm balancing it. But I got to really watch my balance as I rotate up to my elbow, okay? Then to my hand, then up to my knee. See how I'm staring up? If I wasn't staring at it, I wouldn't be able to keep it balanced. So that's pretty heavy dumbbell, guys. Back down. Really got to take it easy. Okay. And then down, all right? While I'm at it, let's go over here. Whew, left side. Left knee goes up. Okay. Straight above my head, all right? So I'm going to roll over. I'm on my right elbow now. Right hand. I'm going to go up in the air so I can get my right knee underneath me. All right. Stand up. Slowly back down. Elbow, shoulders, down, and down to the ground. Okay. All right, so Why am I out of breath? And why is this such a great compound movement? Well, think about all the muscles that we just worked doing this. I mean, almost every single muscle in my body was used. So, I mean, I'm using my shoulders, my triceps to balance the weight, all right, when I'm down low. Then I'm using all my core as I'm twisting and turning, okay? I'm using more shoulder muscles when I use my off shoulder, okay, to brace myself, okay? Then I'm having to use my lower body and my hip flexors to get into this position, all right? And then of course when you stand up, you're using your quads and your hams and your glutes. So, I mean, I can't think of a muscle that we didn't use in our entire body when we go through all the little different intricacies of this one movement. So guys, great compound exercise. Tons of joints, tons of muscle groups are being used simultaneously, and that's why you're going to be out of breath if you start doing this back and forth without rest. It's harder than it looks, especially when you start adding a lot of weight in there. And guys, I recommend you do this at the end of a workout. So this is, you know, not really a workout in and of itself. This is a good way for y'all to test yourselves and try to build the balance and coordination that we just naturally lose as we get older. So guys, when I was young, this was probably way easier for me simply because I was playing basketball 3 times a week. You know, and so your balance, your coordination, you know where your limbs are in 3 dimensions. You have these little tiny cells all over your body called proprioceptors. They're in your muscles, tendons, ligaments, joints, and they can send signals to your brain to let your brain know where your arms and legs are in relation to one another and in relation to this 3D environment that we live in. So I don't play basketball anymore. So I do a lot of standing around, sitting in front of the desk, answering Facebook questions, things like that. So this is a wonderful exercise to throw in at the end of your workout, okay? You guys can start with just body weight only, but the key is to pretend like you're holding a dumbbell up there. And I promise, you do this a few times on both sides, you're gonna get the hang of it. It's gonna start feeling too easy. Then you start doing it with a dumbbell in your hand, you're gonna see a dramatic change in how difficult the exercise is. But you do it back and forth, keep going back and forth, you're gonna get out of breath, and you're gonna realize this one little exercise in and of itself can be an entire workout. All right, guys, Turkish get-ups, all right? And no, this is not a porno movie. It sounds like one. Love the name of this exercise though. Guys, it's gonna be tough at first, but if you stick with it and don't give up on yourself, I promise you'll be able to do this movement.